Like we always do on a Monday night, my man Kenny Holtz. How you doing?
You already know, Randy. I go for mine. We got the shine. Guess what? Those Thanksgiving leftovers go in the trash tonight. If you eating still Thanksgiving leftovers from Wednesday night when it was cooked Thursday,
Damn.
all I gotta say is 3 letters. I gotta say 2 letters for you, man.
What's that?
ER.
Oh, it's over. No more Thanksgiving leftovers is over.
ER. And 3 more letters after that. ICU. Don't do it.
Man.
Don't do it.
That's crazy. If you're watching us live on X or YouTube, thank you, fellas. We greatly appreciate your love and support doing this live right after Monday Night Raw. Follow Kenny Holtz at on all social media platforms. Cowabunga _K_E_N. Myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY. The letter JCRUZ. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music. And most importantly, go to youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download the rates, comments, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Again, I mentioned we're doing this live on X and YouTube. So anybody got questions, comments, or feedback regarding Raw tonight, Survivor Series War Games on Saturday, upcoming Saturday night's main event, the final match for John Cena next week, hit us up in the chat. We'll get right to it. But I do want to start off by putting this up there. You 1 second. Again, you're watching us on X and YouTube. Hit us up in the chat. We'll get right to it. Your thoughts on Raw tonight, Survivor Series War Games on Saturday. Anything else you want to bring up? But with the soundboard, I queue up some nice things that I might hear from a Raw, SmackDown, PLE, and then play it and get the instant reaction. So also our boy Terrence Watson, Lower East Scribe, will be joining us in a few minutes. But what better way to start off this show than probably what I heard tonight on Raw. Here we go. If I have it queued up properly. Nope, I don't have it queued up. Look at that. 1 second. Nope. Be quiet. My bad.
It's all good.
This is this live TV. Here we go.
CM Punk is no different than any other veteran that has lived off of past glory. He's no different than Seth Rollins being a narcissistic piece of garbage at the top of the mountain, holding everyone else down when really he should be worried about the war going on inside of his own home, that his wife is a bigger star than he is.
Go back.
This different level, go to a place that I've never been before, to face the guy that I grew up watching, that I heard about, that I heard all the stories of the greatness of CM Punk, only for me to stand across from him and realize that CM Punk is nothing but a soft-ass bitch. Oh.
Oh, man, Terrence Watson in the building came right on time, my man, right on time. We just played the Braun Breaker soundbite from Raw. Some interesting words he had for the current World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk, who was not on the show tonight. But did you happen to see or hear what Braun Breaker had to say about CM Punk tonight?
Nah. It's your boy LES. Yeah,
no?
I'm in the building, but I did not hear it.
All right.
All I saw was I caught everything up until Gunther winning and everything after that. So I saw the melee. But yeah, put me on. What happened?
This is what Braun Breaker said about CM Punk.
Before, to face the guy that I grew up watching, that I heard about, that I heard all the stories of the greatness of CM Punk, only for me to stand across from him and realize that CM Punk is nothing but a soft-ass bitch. Oh.
For those who were not watching, there was high speculation of seeing what happened at Survivor Series War Games, and high speculation that the route they were going to go for WrestleMania 42 was the possible Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns 3, and CM Punk Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. But breaking news, we're going to get CM Punk and Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship on the first Monday Night Raw of the new year on Netflix at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. So I don't know if they jumped the timeline, if this was always in the cards, but we are not getting Punk Braun at Mania. We are getting Punk Braun on Raw, the first Netflix edition of Raw in the brand new year in Brooklyn. So, gentlemen, talk to me. What are we thinking about? First of all, those the people who chimed in so far tonight, thank you. We really appreciate it. Any questions, comments, feedback you might have on the show, hit us up. We'll get right to it. So, Braun, Punk, World Heavyweight Championship, Raw, Netflix, BK, Barclays Center. Talk to me.
Ken, you saw it, so you might as well go first.
Man, all I gotta say is, yo, bro, like, if one thing that Braun said in his promo, where he highlighted and he said to CM Punk, they said I was top dog, I was great. I just need to know how to cut a promo. And what he said, how you like me now? How you like the map? How you like me now? I'll tell you, bro, Braun Breaker went out there and the man basically, he didn't just cut a promo. He sliced it, diced it, served it up. I mean, it's like cutting a tomato without cutting your finger, bro. The man was cutting. The man was like cutting ass in like 07 when you in the McDonald's on 125th. That type of shit.
Be careful, Kenny. Hey, listen, be careful what you say in the show, because I have upon requests from Terrence the sound bite. So if you say anything crazy tonight, it's ready on deck.
Hold on. I didn't say
you already said cutting ass. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to press the button right now.
What did I say that was wrong?
I'm just saying. I'm saying, listen. I'm saying, just be careful, because you're close. You say cutting ass. I'm like, all right. So where's he going with this? You know what I mean,
bro? Bro, look, Braun Breaker, man. My man came out, doused that promo with gasoline. He took charcoal. He made his own fire. And you know what he did? He made himself known. The man's already a beast. The man's a dog. But now the whole thing is about, yo, can he cut a promo? Can he sell us for what he's doing when he goes into the ring? Man, what he does in the ring, the man's an unstoppable force. The man is straight power, straight dominance.
Yeah.
The thing was, can he do that and tell it to us, to make us feel it, to make us feel like, yo, this guy's a real deal. This guy may be, he got that dog in him. So we're seeing that. And right now, I think everything's coming in fruition. I don't think, Madison Square Garden is the best arena in the world to perform at.
Okay.
But New York City in general, you're going to be in Barclays on Brooklyn in the start of the new year, 2026. You coming in like this, people coming back from vacation, coming back from the first day of school. And what happens on a Monday night on Raw? You watch the self-proclaimed best in the world, CM Punk, versus the new generation, the next big dog. I'm not saying the next big thing, the next big dog in the yard. And that man is a Steiner. That man is a beast. That man tweaks, and guess what? The dogs will be barking.
Okay.
Man's name is Braun motherfucking Breaker.
Noob, thank you, man. I would appreciate you. Braun Breaker is going to
unalive.
All right, CM Punk at the start of 2026.
Sorry, noob.
That's the first time I ever heard that word. unalived. That's different. Um, T, what do you think about Braun Breaker CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship in Brooklyn Barclays Center, the first Monday Night Raw of the brand new year?
I mean, it's interesting that they set the tone right now. For one, we know CM Punk is going to still be champion by then, so I guess that's cool. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
For two, I mean, I think we all kind of knew that they were going to put a rocket ship on Braun Breaker anyway, but now it seems like he's got to be the leader of the division, right? Especially with them like slotting in Logan Paul. He's the third man. You know what I'm saying? So somebody got to step up and take over, as the leader, at least in the ring. You know what I mean? Help me out here.
Seth?
For Seth Rollins.
All right.
Sorry, I draw a blank. But somebody got to step up for Seth Rollins while he's out. So it makes total sense, right? Like, I mean, look, ever since NXT, we've been seeing like what it was. This guy is lightning in a bottle. This guy is excitement. He's, instant energy. So I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna put each other against each other, I kind of want to see him go over. Fuck it, it's time. Give him the belt. Particularly because, like, look, I love all of the guys who, are the quote unquote locker room leaders now. But it's time to John Cena's passing of the torch is symbolic overall. It's time for all of you guys to welcome the new blood and put them over and put them in position to really be bona fide champions by the time y'all all call it a career. So I'm down for it.
Let me get to Prince. I see you. Bald Fraud literally said this was going to be an epic Raw. So I'm asking you to define what is epic. Leaving Braun Breaker promo aside, what is epic in this Raw according to Triple H? So Triple H did say in the post show on Saturday that Raw is going to be epic, and so social media is going to say, well, you keep using these words, epic and new era, game changer, landscape changing, and it's like when you, all right, I want to watch it, and then some are like finishing the show and like, all right, what was so game changing about it? What was so landscape changing and epic? And I mean, epic's probably not the word to use, but I think it was okay, solid Raw tonight. Nothing earth shattering or like, oh shit, like nothing like that. New era, it's just I don't know why Hunter uses these words. I get he's just trying to promote the show and have people watch and tap in, but I think when you say certain words to people, excuse me, to people, they want, you put this high expectation of what's supposed to be happening. We didn't get the identity of the masked man, which we all feel is going to be Austin Theory. So there's nothing about that. Backstage, asking the referee, hey, listen, trying to find who this guy is, get some information, but nothing to the point where we actually know who the guy is legit. Paul Heyman still says, I don't know who the guy is. Don't ask me. I don't know. So the identity of that guy is going to be kept secret for just a little bit longer. Circle back to Braun and Punk. I mean, listen, Kenny said it. It's New York. It's Brooklyn. New York in general just screams heel territory. And I think if you put Punk and Braun in the main event of Raw that night for the World Heavyweight Championship, it wouldn't surprise me if Braun Breaker walks out as the new World Heavyweight Champion, because it'll be a hot, hostile crowd. They're going to cheer for Braun, cheer for the Vision. They'll cheer for Punk. But like I said, it just screams hostile environment, hostile territory. New York is always leaning towards the heels. It don't matter who the champion is. So could they pull the trigger, get the strap off of Punk, put him in the Royal Rumble? Does he win that? Does he lose it? And I got the Chamber in Chicago. Remember, the Chamber in Chicago is the point where, that's there's a reason why this might be happening. Now, does Braun Breaker, hypothetically speaking, does he beat Punk and then walk into Mania as champion? We don't know. That's for a different show, different time. But if you ask me today, who I have winning, I could see Braun Breaker becoming a new World Heavyweight Champion Monday Night Raw in Brooklyn. Iceman, I saw a rumor about the Masked Man being Montez Ford.
Yo, before we jump into that, can we stay on the topic of
circle back to Punk and Braun?
Yeah,
Okay.
nah, because I love where you went with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I love where you went with it. I think like it does the job of elevating Braun just a notch higher because it's not the big boy belt, but it is the gold belt, so it means a lot, right? You know what I mean? We're not putting the company on you just yet, but let's test how you work as like a real champion in our eyes, right? And it gives an opportunity for CM Punk to have a new series with somebody, and it matters. You know what I mean? Like you still get. We talked about CM Punk winning Chamber months ago, right? So like now we get that opportunity. Like okay, cool. He doesn't win the Rumble, or maybe he does win the Rumble because he's been in like the last 4 for the past 2, I think, like Royal Rumbles. He's been in the final 4. So maybe that's like kind of the bait and switch is like, oh, you guys expect us to like have him win in Chicago. No, he's going to win at the Rumble. You know what I mean? Or, yeah, we go for the pop. We know it's an easy win. Chicago fucking, blow the hinges off of the fucking roof, if he wins in Chicago. So either way, you win, right? Like with the misdirection or with like, okay, yeah, let's just go for the thing that everybody wants. And it gives Braun a solid run regardless of what happens, right? Like whether he loses CM Punk at Mania or not, it gives Braun a solid run of like, okay, like he's a legitimate champion. Because what's that like from January to Mania is like 3 months, right? 3 or 4 months, right? Yeah. So it's like, all right, now he's solidified. Now he really is up there with the Ortons and the the CM Punks, and the Romans and the and the Seth Rollins. You know what I mean? Like he's in that conversation. And we've now, cleared the runway for him, for the younger generation, the vision. You know what I mean? It just does so much.
Prince, Braun Breaker is going to win the World Heavyweight title, and then Roman will get Braun. That'll going to set off for WrestleMania and Cody Punk because of that shot Cody gave to Punk in the War Games. All right, so let's fantasy book this. Braun beats Punk in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Punk goes to the Royal Rumble to try to win the Rumble. Let's say he's unsuccessful. He has one more shot in Chicago in the Chamber. The winner of the Rumble now is up in the air. Let's say it is Roman Reigns. Does Roman pick Braun Breaker or does he pick Cody Rhodes?
I think he picks Cody.
So that means the winner of the Chamber is going to probably get Braun Breaker. It's all fantasy booking because I don't see why you put Punk and Braun at Barclays and not have Braun win. Unless you make him lose, but you protect him in some sort of way where he ain't submitting, he ain't getting pinned. There's shenanigans, but it's like, okay, did he run it back at Mania? Like, does he win the Rumble and then or the Chamber and get Punk again? Could it be a 2-match kind of scenario? Because I would like to think they would give us something that's unpredictable, as opposed to putting Punk and Braun out there and then Punk wins the match. If he wins the match clean, then there's no reason why we're doing this. That can't happen. So the shenanigans to protect Braun, and then like, all right, I'll see you down the road. I'll get you back for Mania, or Braun becomes champion right flat out there and then.
Randy, it's going to be Brooklyn. It's going to be shenanigans, and it's going to be shenanigans. It's Brooklyn. Like, the fuck is you talking about? It's going to be. Please. Beyond, it's on Atlantic Avenue, bro. Like, you cannot say it ain't going to be no shit going down. And to your point, I think the shenanigans are going to happen that are going to be credited to make Braun Breaker win.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought originally possibly, Braun enters in the Royal Rumble and he will be within the Elite 8, the last one, and then go for it. But the way they try to push Braun's narrative, they don't want him to be. They want him to be. He's not going to be the average type of heel. He's going to be the heel that's going to force his opportunity.
Yeah.
Like he's getting his shot with his impact, especially with cutting that promo. And, Heyman's by his side. Like, this is like real big. Like, you can see the vision. It's like, it's like his own second or, Division 3 third string evolution. Braun almost represents its own case of a
damn.
Yo, my man called him a D3. Yo, not you calling them Shippensburg.
Damn, son.
Look, man.
You call him CUNY?
He called him Case University.
Look.
Yo, that's crazy.
Look, man.
No.
As much as we're seeing the resemblance of Braun and Batista from the early, and like, we've all said it, like right now, the big gold heavy is the hottest thing right now. And when we saw in the Ruthless Aggression era, the big gold heavy was the one that drew out more. You had people like Hunter, Batista, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels. They all rocked that big gold heavyweight. And now we're seeing that, now it's been taken over with Seth Rollins from CM Punk. And now eventually we're going to see someone like Braun Breaker. And I don't think he needs the Big E belt yet, because the big gold one represents what he's really trying to show on Raw. And Braun is representing that Raw brand just the way it is. So I think that this will be pretty good. He wins in Brooklyn. Punk's going to, be the fighter he is, and credit to T's point, ain't nothing like no place like home and winning it at home. Unless I don't see them, if they do some shenanigans in Chicago and lowball Punk on that shit will be catastrophic. But this just really opens up to the Rumble about, okay, this just shakes our question about, if it ain't going to be Braun, they're going to push him on right in the new year. Who's he going to be for the Royal Rumble? That just probably going to be another babyface, or this just cuts down to who we might think, either between Drew, Dom, Roman, to see who they might think about giving the push to.
T, before you chime in, this was the other part of the Braun Breaker promo. Don't know how long I'll play it, but this is what I think he did after he called Punk, the other words. Come on, there you go.
Yeah, it was just, he called him out on his Braun basically called out.
Consider the promo cut, because on January 5th, when you're on your ass looking up at the lights and I'm standing over you and they announce me as the new heavyweight champion of the world, you will look into my eyes with your beady, stupid face and realize you are not even close to the badass Braun Breaker, the real best in the world. Damn!
Oh, are you kidding me?
You know what I mean? He's getting better. He's it ain't suffering succotash. You know what I'm saying? But he's getting better. Kenny, I know you get the reference.
I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Big dog.
Yeah. He'll get there. I think Paul Heyman's rubbing off on him. But I don't know. I like where we went before though about the whole like Roman going after Braun, and I'm gonna just walk with me real quick. I think that Roman going after Braun, it would also kind of like raise and elevate Roman. I mean, sorry, Braun, right? But it could be the beginning of like Roman, wanting it just for the simple fact of he doesn't want Braun Breaker to have it. You know what I'm saying? Like Roman's petty like that. Like, you know what I mean? And
Facts.
it would be like an additional, like, okay, who's the last guy to have 2 belts? Roman might be on some shit again. You know what I mean? He back on his bullshit. So he would have 1 belt while he trying to go back and get the other. Now, I think there's enough talent that they don't necessarily need to do that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to that route and it's just like, yo, all right, fuck it. Roman's on his tribal chief shit again. And he trying to hold, both the Universal and the big gold.
Prince, I said this because when backstage a reporter asked Jay, he did not answer. But when they asked about Braun Breaker, Jay stopped and said titles would look good on Roman, and Triple H era hints were enough. So I did see that backstage by Jay saying Jay crashed out earlier. He lost to LA Knight. Started throwing the prime bottles, the prime stuff, and just showing frustration. And then in that backstage interview, he just said, man, like the belts look better on Roman, man, not on me. So like he just in this weird funk right now, how to get out of it. So that excuse me, I don't know, bro. I'm trying to figure out in real time. Ice Punk winning the chamber in Chicago would be amazing, poetic. Listen, part 1 is get the strap off of him in Brooklyn, have Braun Breaker beat him, and then win the chamber to get it back, or somehow the Punk Braun part 1 match is all right. I'll say this: if you want to involve Seth, let's say Seth, we're talking April now. We're talking April now. I'm not saying he gonna fight. I'm talking about, let's say he can do something and they can take contact or whatever. If you picture Punk and Braun in Barclays, Punk still walks out champion but doesn't defeat Braun in like a pin or submission, their shenanigans, all that bullshit. Cool, Braun is still protected. He can still try to go in the Rumble, A, either win it, or B, win the chamber in Chicago to get the title rematch again with CM Punk. Then when you get to WrestleMania with Punk and Braun, how do you protect Braun if you were to lose? That's where Seth Rollins comes back to attack Braun Breaker and have CM Punk still victorious with the World Heavyweight Championship. So the layers upon layers where Seth and the Punk shit could be, we on pause for now because I'm gonna go get this guy because he's the one that speared me months ago, and start that up. Or Braun can win at WrestleMania and still comes out Seth Rollins and like, all right, you got what I had to relinquish. I never lost that title. So now since you have it, you're part of the vision, I want that shit back. And then that's how you can kind of like still, prolong that story with Seth in the vision.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. My thing I would do is this. Braun, instead of like losing it to Punk at Chamber or on January 5th, I feel Braun's going to win the match and he's going to go into Mania as champion. And because how they based off of the success of it, he's possibly going to walk out of Mania as the champion. Now, Seth might come in and try to, establish something afterwards. And then, but that'll be nice if Seth and Punk, that's one of those, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
the enemy of my enemy. Like, they both hate each other, but one thing they probably despise right now is division. And we'll love the banter that we'll hear from Punk and Seth. Like, look what you did. Look what I did. I had it better. So that would be pretty amazing. But I'm thinking Braun's going to go into Mania, the champion, and walk out. And then we'll see what happens after Mania. Possibly Seth might return on that Raw. And then we get something that might kick off with that.
Kenny, I got to say I disagree, man. Like, particularly in the aspect of you saying the enemy and my enemy is my friend in this case.
Yeah.
I think it's all smoke between everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think if Seth comes back, it's big fuck yous across the board. You know what I mean? He already ain't fucking with Roman.
Yeah.
And now he definitely not fucking with Braun, with
Punk.
Any of them. None of the
Nobody.
Paul Heyman it's smoke for everybody, right? Basically, the only person that got his back is his woman. You feel me? like who is the man?
That's
right. But other than her, you know what I mean? He ain't fucking with none of them. And you know what's crazy too? Like, not to jump into like another, but I think that's what Triple H. If we kind of like pay attention, I think that's what Triple H is going for. Where tonight is supposed to be quote unquote game changer. And hear me out. If we look at the end of Raw tonight, that to me, I got really excited because it had nothing to do with who was a heel or who was a face.
No,
all the women in there just wanted the belts.
Just smoke.
It was big smoke for everybody.
Big smoke.
Face. No. You getting this heel to your face. You know what I mean? There was a lot of action. It didn't matter who was what, who was this, and you heard the crowd. Like the crowd was going crazy for it. And all I could think is like, oh, I know Randy's going nuts. Because in walks Liv, and that whole last segment with Liv giving her the belt. I feel like that was also a little bit of like they did a lot with that. Liv giving Roxanne back the belt says like, no. You good. I got something else in mind. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like to me. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think like just to kind of like I see where you was going, Randy, but I think like it's gonna go full chaos. And I think that's kind of what wrestling needs right now is, I mean, think about it, right? And I'll pass the mic real quick, pause after that. But when you think about it, who are the two that said, like, I'm a good guy, I'm a bad guy, and made fun of Vince on TV? Trips and Sean.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of wrestling right now?
Trips and Sean.
Right. And so who better than to be the two on some like, yo, man, fuck all this. Do you hate him? Do you hate her? Do you want the belt? All right, then. Get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it makes total sense for the two of them to go against the grain from NXT, all up until like, the main roster shows.
Yeah. I'm going to get to that the main event with the tag in a hot second, get to these comments, Prince. So we can all agree to a point that Brock is going to face Gunther at WrestleMania. Don't know how storyline to do this, but is it? It's been on record that Gunther has been looking for that Brock Lesnar match for quite some time. He was on, I think, on Busted Open last year. He was on Busted Open last year. That's the name of the podcast, Kenny. Sorry, not my podcast. And said that there was a dream match, a dream scenario. Who would the opponent be? He said Brock. So obviously last year Brock was nowhere near involved WrestleMania. Could you get Gunther and Brock at this year's WrestleMania? I think you could. You don't want to know why? Because I think all signs point to Gunther and John Cena being the final match for John's career in about a week and a half at Saturday Main Event. Gunther already ended the career of Goldberg. He's going to end the career of John Cena. Now, do you have... I think Gunther will beat John Cena, but do you pull the trigger that same night of Brock pulling up and showing like, hey, you're beating all these legends. You beat Goldberg, he's out. You beat John Cena, he's out. Now can you fuck with me? Or at some point in time, there has to be a interaction with Brock and Gunther. So they're going to have the winner on either Gunther or LA Knight next Monday night on Raw, right? I doubt Brock does anything. But I think anything with Brock has to be after the John Cena match. So to further extend what he do with Gunther now, he beat the GOAT. He ended Goldberg. Now is he on this legend killer trajectory of like he's the guy that's gonna take wipe everybody out? Okay, but how do you set that up? I think it is WrestleMania, but probably as early as Saturday night main event or the Rumble. That's where you set up Gunther and Brock. And I think regardless, Gunther wins that match against Brock Lesnar. Because we don't know. I heard rumors about this could be Brock's final year. I don't know. They got SummerSlam in Minneapolis coming up.
Whoa.
So are they saying that could be Brock's final match? I have no idea. I think there is a path of getting Gunther and Brock for WrestleMania because after he beats John Cena, now they're all right. You have to ride that momentum. You got to ride that wave. It's like Brock when he ended Take Your Streak, he was going up, 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 and up. You beat John Cena, there's nowhere to go but up. And then you turn around and you see Brock right there, like, oh shit, that's the guy I've been wanting to have in the ring for so long. Never happened, but this is probably the best year to make it happen.
Real quick, Brandon, if you don't mind, I'm gonna jump in because like it was something that you said that made me think. One, I just quick correction. I think, and keep me honest here because I just saw the end, but I think they go at it on Friday, Gunther and LA Knight on SmackDown. I think, not Monday. I think it's just Friday.
Yeah, so Friday's Gunther and LA Knight.
So we'll know then. But the other thing I was gonna say is I like where you're headed. I think just because of who it is, unless we get full on Cody at WrestleMania 40 and mad people enter the ring. You know what I mean? I don't think we really get an interaction. I think they just give John his moment because that's Saturday. Come Monday, that's when Gunther's in the ring. He's talking his hot shit. And then we hear Brock's music and we get the stare down. We get the fight. You know what I mean? Like, and that's when he's like on some like, yo, you think you taking out legends or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like he being Brock. That's my guess. I feel like it's just gonna be they're gonna give John his moment.
Yeah.
His thank you Cena, his all of that. So it's like just for the momentum of that, I feel like, again, unless we get run-ins, and then we get,
but remember, John's always about the business. So I could see one way you're supposed to, if John loses, you give him that send-off, right, and you go off the air with whatever he wants to do. Say, I have no problem with that. But knowing John, he's about the business. He's like, all right, once I get pinned, I'm done. You have to move on. So
I don't see it.
No, I don't see it, but I wouldn't be surprised because we've seen times where Roman Reigns beat John Cena at SummerSlam, right? He got pinned. Within 45 seconds, who the fuck came out? Brock Lesnar. So it's like it could be all that all over again. John is about what's next. I'm done. New talent, the new storyline. I'm done. I'm out of here. So giving him the farewell should be what should happen. But if you want to be unpredictable and do the 1, 2, 3, go to do I see it that early? No. I could see it at the Barclays Raw with Brock and Gunther. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's they're looking at that as like a little mini PLE, right? So why not just put all that tension, all that into one show for that Monday night in Barclays? You already got Braun and Punk. Why not have Gunther do a segment? I'm the ring general. I ended Goldberg. I ended John Cena. And then fucking you hear Brock's music blast through the speakers. Like, oh shit. Then it's like Rumble comes up, and then then Chamber comes up. All right, now you got time to build before WrestleMania. So, I mean,
I'm totally with you on that. I could see that happening. All of that. I don't see. I mean, and maybe this is even the selfish fan in me. I want to see John get his moment, get the crowd. Thank you, Cena, one last time. Him like say whatever he's got to say. Like, this is Kobe 60 ball. That's what this is.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is like the last hurrah. wave to the crowd. You know what I mean? Let one last salute. You know what I'm saying? And then and there's no pressers anymore, so it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like we could get all of that later. This is it, suppose. So it's like, I don't know. I think it'll also like build up the momentum if that Monday we get the real because then we can just focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Like the interaction between Gunther and Brock.
They can set up Brock and Gunther up in the Rumble easily. I think Brock will be in it. Remember, it's in Saudi, so they want everybody. They want all the stars. So Roman's going to be in it. You better believe Brock going to be in it. So Gunther going to be in it. You could start there. But I'm saying you want to start even before the Rumble. The Rumble is the end of January. FYI, the end of January. So you talk about the next PLE is another pretty much a whole 2 months from now.
Right.
So why not start teasing something at the Raw, Netflix, in Barclays in January 2026 okay. All right. Now it's Rumble season. Now you start people saying, I'm in the Rumble. I'm declaring the Royal Rumble spot.
The matches, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just give Gunther that little.
I got one question to y'all since we're talking about Brock, and I genuinely want to hear y'all's thoughts. We never really got like a full resolution on the whole him going to Paul Heyman and be like, we should talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And unless that was supposed to be the setup for the Survivor Series, but I don't know if it was. I feel like there might be a little bit more. Do y'all think he's going to join the division, or that was it? Like Survivor Series is where we end.
I think that was it. Because Brock don't need Paul. Brock don't need Logan Paul. He don't need Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. He's by himself. You don't need him.
Yeah, I think Brock is just a straight outlaw. Like now in this point of his career, to what Randy said, I don't think he needs to join division or need anybody like what we saw with him joining with Paul.
Oh, tell me, hold up. To Terrence's point, am I wrong? Tell me. We should talk. Didn't that really transpire at WrestlePalooza when he walked out with Brock? Wasn't that like something when he fought John? He walked out with Brock Lesnar? Because that was before WrestlePalooza.
But I feel like they were already leading towards that. So that's why I was like, I just was wondering, like, well, is this it? Is this the culmination of the backstage moment, or are we gonna get more out of it? Because, like, yes, I agree with y'all in the aspect of like he doesn't need them. He's Brock Lesnar. He's already, whatever. But on the other end, if this is supposed to be some like new generation evolution, does he become, you know what I mean? Like, is he the Flair?
Yeah. My fault, Kenny. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I was just saying, like, with Brock and Paul, they with them just reconnecting, it just brings back to push the nostalgia moment. Heyman, being manager under Brock, it was just give us the little nostalgia push, the nostalgia, remembrance. But Brock is a full-fledged outlaw. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want nobody, don't need nobody. So I don't think he's going to join division. He's just probably going to pop out and says, yo, let's fight. He's probably going to do that probably with Gunther. That's going to have some type of tie-in. So I think that's what he's going to come in and just fuck shit up, fuck somebody up and try to, establish his dominance as the once big thing. So that's what I think might happen.
The once big thing, dang.
I mean, I said it before, like Brock's standpoint of being like, yo, Brock's run was basically almost like half a year, and we didn't really see it fully because, he left right after the match against Goldberg. He had so much more he could have did and fought. Brock's reign only lasted for his full reign only lasted for 6 months. And then when he came in, King of the Ring all the way to WrestleMania 20. Like he could have. I feel like he still has so much more. And then when he came back, this was UFC Brock. This wasn't like, young Raw Brock. Brock was, when he first came in, he was like in his early 20s. Then he came back a second time. The man was like in his late 20s. So late 20s, maybe 30s. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the raw power of Brock Lesnar, everyone, I feel like for me is my favorite is when he came in as the next big thing. That was my favorite.
Prince, by the way, I have a question. When Roman beat Taker in a match, that's not even Undertaker retirement match. He received a lot of hate. Now, if Gunther beats Cena, that is his Gunther last match. Just think. So yeah, when Roman beat Taker at WrestleMania 33, it was supposed to be Taker's last match. He put the hat and everything in the middle of the ring. We thought that was it.
Yeah.
But Taker's last match was not until WrestleMania 36, the pandemic one with the AJ Styles. And Roman was getting a lot of heat because of the fans. Obviously, Roman at that time was not well liked by the fans, and he was just trying to figure himself out. And that's where the promo, he said, this is my yard now. And I love that promo. He ain't say shit. He got booed for like 10 straight minutes. And he said, this is my yard now. Walk the fuck out. Like, all right, fellas. This is my shit now. My shit. And then Taker came back, 3 years later for AJ? And then that was it. Now, we know this is John's final match. He ain't coming back. Gunther will retire him. You work on with Brock and Gunther for WrestleMania. You do all that. The amount of hate, is it okay? Because in the arena, almost every legend will present, including some rumors. Said Donald Trump, The Rock, Ric Flair. I think he's talking about sentiment event.
Yeah.
Trump might be there. The Rock. I don't know who's going to be there. I have no idea. I really don't care who. I don't care who's going to be there. I know John will be there, so that's what that matters. Brendan, yo, thank you, man. Appreciate it. AJ and Dragon Lee should name the team Dragon
AJ?
AJ?
He's trying to say Dragon Age.
Dragon Age?
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that.
All right.
Yo, that's a good one, T. That's a good one.
Yo, there was one other comment I think from Ice about
this one. No,
nah,
I got that one.
Above.
I got that one.
Above that.
Yeah, the Montez Ford.
Yeah. I wanted to jump back to this real quick.
Okay.
Because I want to see what you guys think. I don't know. The more I've been on some like the grassy knoll conspiracy. Yeah. Like, wait a minute. Are they leaking that it's Austin Theory on their own? You know what I mean? Is the call coming from inside the house? Because I don't know. As like, okay, I just been looking and I'm like, yo, like the guy's shoulders. That's the only clue we really have. The guy's shoulders are just really broad. And even though like Austin Theory is brolic, like he's yoked. He looks like that, muscle guy you draw when you're 8 years old in second grade, and there's just circles of muscles. You know what I'm saying? And he's out of here. He's not like, I don't know, like he's not as broad as this guy was. This guy had a heavy hoodie on, right? So you really couldn't tell, but you could like see how stocky his upper body, like his shoulders, they really were. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? It's made me wonder, maybe it's not Austin Theory. Maybe they're leaking that it's Austin Theory. And maybe it's somebody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and honestly, I didn't think about Montez Ford, but I wouldn't be mad if it was. We've been begging for him to get like a solo run for years. And I think had Orton and CM Punk not come back, remember, he had an incredible Elimination Chamber match. What was that? 2021, 2022? I don't remember at this point, but it was not too long ago. So it looked like he was about to get that push and about to get that singles run.
Yeah.
So maybe it would be. I don't know. What do you guys think?
That would be a big curveball, curve wrench.
Yep.
Throw it in. It would just leave, saying, all right, it's just now you're just like take Montez Ford and it's like, all right, throw him in the middle of the pan with some grease. All right, bro, cook. Like, what you gonna do? You gonna sizzle? You just gonna pop? Like, what you gonna do? So I think now this is something. If that was to happen, it'll be interesting to see. I ain't gonna hold you. Between Theory or Montez Ford, and just see how it goes. I think we're gonna get the big reveal. Possibly, maybe at main event, or maybe on January 5th. The Barclays on Raw. Barclays and Raw and Barclays.
Which leads to my next question. Do you think this person helps Braun Breaker on Raw Netflix to become the new World Heavyweight Champion? Because we saw the guy attack CM Punk in War Games and help Braun Breaker in the Division win that match. Do you think they're gonna hold this mass man guy for another month? Whoever it might be, I think it's Theory, but it also gives him a month to figure out, if we want to swerve people. Everybody's saying Austin Theory, but we have a month to either A, keep the guy Austin Theory, or B, find a plan B. I don't know who the plan B is, because if it is revealed to be Theory, you got to also think about how the crowd is going to react to that. It's going to be like, oh,
we haven't seen this man in like X amount of years.
You know what I'm saying? Or if it is somebody else, you just don't want the fans to be disappointed. I'm all for Austin Theory. But just the fans, that when they see this guy, is it worthy to keep him under wraps for another month or so, and maybe possibly help Braun Breaker win the World Heavyweight Championship and bring that title back to the division? Whether Austin's gonna have beef with Punk, I think it's Theory. I don't think it's anybody else. It's not. I don't think it's Montez Ford. I don't think it's Carmelo Hayes. It ain't fucking Jericho.
It's definitely not Jericho.
Oh man, I think Jericho
not climbing that cage in 4 seconds.
No, he might still be climbing the cage right now if that was Chris. I'll walk with you for a second. I kind of like the idea, regardless of who it is, if we don't find out until the big match between Braun and CM Punk, and maybe he's the one who costs CM Punk the match. I like that idea. Also, like, sometimes we do need the long-term storytelling. So maybe there's a backstage segment where he attacks CM Punk. You know what I mean? Like, and just to again, like, so we know, like, okay, clearly this is an attack, and whoever it is, maybe this is their audition. Maybe this is their way of saying, like, no, like, I want to be a part of the vision, or, I see the vision, and then like he's welcomed in. And when you think about it, if it is one of the three you just mentioned, whether it's Montez, whether it's Austin, whether it's Carmelo, they could use, like they could use the bump. Yeah. They could use to be in the main event picture. They could use to be in some real storyline. So I don't, of all three of them, I don't hate any one of those options. Mostly because I feel like they're all cold, all three of them, and they have so much talent, so much charisma. I mean, I guess Carmelo's still, of the three, he has the most, energy in the pen, so to speak, behind them. But imagine being dropped in the division as like the fourth guy in the hottest stable right now. Whoever that is, it'd be great.
So I'm gonna get to the three comments and then circle back to the women's tag match, and then I'm gonna wrap up with the I don't know if Terrence you saw it, but the There's a promo with Maxine Dupree and Natty that I sent to you guys in the chat from the dungeon of them working out. But let me get to this. So Prince said, just think, I know it is not possible until his contract expires, but what if they replace the Masked Man, excuse me, with Jericho? Now, we all know it wasn't Jericho initially, but what if they fantasy book and they play it off as he's the guy that was initially in the cage attacking CM Punk to be like this new leader of the Vision? I don't like it. I think Jericho should not be anywhere near this story. What did they do with him if and when he does come back? I have no idea. But I think as far as Vision, Braun, Punk, World Heavyweight Championship, I don't think Jericho should be anywhere near this. I know there's history with Jericho and Punk, like just kayfabe, just regular wrestling shit. But I don't see why it should be him or why it would be him. All right, real quick. Brendan, the Masked Man shouldn't have been necessary for them to win that match. The heels clearly had a weight class and youthful advantage over the faces. Also defeats the storytelling concept of the cage. That's why I mentioned on the show, in the post show for Survivor Series, War Games had a fucking lid on the cage. Like, you want to be technical and be on some war shit, put a lid on the cage. That'll eliminate the high spots from the EO Sky with the garbage can and interference with this guy coming in. You eliminate all that by putting a lid on the cage, which was the original War Games structure concept. But
so do you want that? Like, are you saying like you'd rather that than allow for people to be able to climb in, or for EO to get her spot? Like,
you know why?
That's what you want. That's cute. That's cool. I'm just curious.
Because, and like Kenny mentioned on Saturday too, well, it's just like a Hell in a Cell. If I see a cage with no top on it, I'm thinking, all right, it's a steel cage match. That's just me. Blue steel fence, whatever. If there's no lid, I'm thinking steel cage match, right? If I see a lid, my two things are War Games or Hell in a Cell. So we knew the War Games concept was way before Hell in a Cell. You lock everybody in, no way out. You win by pinfall submission. You ain't climbing no fucking fence. You ain't jumping off no fence with no garbage can. You ain't having no outside interference. If you want to keep that the confinement of damn, they all stuck in there, and it's just one way in, one way out. They're gonna scrap. They're gonna go to war. That extra lid on top of the cage just adds the look of like, damn, bro, it's it. It's over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got to fight their way out. But I don't know if they feel like, from a viewing perspective, whether you're watching their live, they want the overhead stuff, the camera. They want those shots, but you can't get that if there's a lid. So I'm kind of understanding what their thought process is. If you put a lid, I can't see the sponsors. I can't see the overhead views that could go viral. I don't get that. That'll eliminate all of those spots. So you want to keep it traditional, everybody boxed in, we gonna scrap, or you just calling it War Games, but it's just two steel cages around the fucking rings.
I got something for you, Randy. I hope you like this.
Okay,
Kenny, I hope you like this too.
What up?
I feel like I have a solution to this for us OG fans. You know what I mean? For us Unk-ass fans.
Okay.
For us 35 plus fans who've been around.
Damn.
Let's keep the two. Let's keep it open.
Okay.
But let's go back to the OG cage that you really had to climb with the blue bars. Because now it's just a fence. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could call somebody, some teamsters from the Bronx to put that up. You know what I mean? We don't need, there's nothing special about that shit.
Yep.
If it ain't Mick Foley and Undertaker risking life and limb,
that's right.
There's really nothing that we're doing with that fencing. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to the real cage, the bars. You know what I mean? The steel cage match
You want the
you see
blue
the
steel
body
that
Ventura was yelling about when he got all mad because who was it that walked out and he got all tight? It was oh man, McIntyre. McIntyre walked out and he got all tight about it.
Ventura got mad about that.
Yeah. Let's bring it back to his era, yo. You one way in, one way out. Like you said, Randy. Once we lock it, ain't no door. You gotta climb. You gotta climb in. You gotta climb out. But this way, we still can get those spots. If they really want to throw a trash can to EO while she up there, jump out. You know what I mean? But you make that person, mass person or not, make them earn it. Like, you know what I mean? Because once you get in that steal, if somebody hits you, it's gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Because like Kenny said, Hell in a Cell, you locked in Taker and Sean, bro, and then Sean was selling. Once they put the lock on the door, Sean was like, "Oh my god," he was doing. I'm shook. I'm nervous. I can't get out. You gotta have that feeling like, yo, this is over, bro. It's over. Y'all two are the only ones in here, and then y'all can't get out unless you have the shenanigans of like the camera guy being knocked out. You got to get rid of him. And then to do that, you got to open the fucking door. Then Sean Taker comes out. You start doing, okay, now it's like, now
storytelling. It makes sense.
Exactly. But with the War Games, with 2 rings and 2 steel cages, it's like, I got to go back, but I don't even think the cage was even used like that. You bring in every weapon except the 2 cages that are there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, then it's just two steel cages around the ring. It's not really war.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even steel cages. It's just fences.
It's fences. Steel fence match.
My thing is, I think we should just get rid of the damn. I know you want to say the War Games because it's a nifty name and it brings back William Regal, but get rid of those and give us a no disqualification tag team Survivor Series elimination match. That will bring a lot more. That's the battle of the wittest. That will push who we have. Like, that's just going to bring more of a draw, more of a thrill to it. If you're gonna do, to y'all's point, we're just seeing a big steel cage matches. It's not even a Hell in a Cell. We're just saying War Games, but I don't even remember. I look back at that match. I didn't see no utilization, barely of the cage of the whole gate. Like, what? Punk got busted open early on in the match. He got bled, but like, what are we really using that cage for? We're not really using it for. And EO has her spots, but now it's becoming very predictable. Now that she has a sponsored trash can, before it was just like, oh, what the hell is she doing? Ain't no way. Like, now it's becoming predictable every time for War Games now. So we need to spice it up, get rid of it, go back to the original Survivor Series format.
Real quick, Brendan, cannot mystery mass interferences wear literally anything other than Walmart brand plain black clothes. Truth, Becky Lynch, this guy are just some examples starting to get generic. Yeah, man. I mean, they get the hoodie and spray paint. I'm the mask man. Like,
you know what they should do? Remember in which video game was it with like
SmackDown versus Raw?
Yeah, with the gray dummy dude.
Yeah, that's basically him. He was 99. That man was hard to beat.
Yo, they should get the gray dummy dude.
Oh my god! Give a man vacant. The guy who just vacant, like just a silver fucking person. Oh, he's vacant. You can't fucking tell who he is. Becky proving his loss on social media is more interesting than the women division. Okay, proving his loss on social media is more interesting than the women's division. Okay,
interesting. I don't know, man.
I think she's been promoting this loss on social. She's been going on. She's been ranting.
Yeah, she
a lot on like Dave LaGreca, Sam Roberts, Busted Open podcast. I'm getting my lawyers. No one should. You can't defend the title without my permission because I'm still champion and I want my name placed back on it. You'll be hearing from me. So I give her credit for that. She's making that aspect a little more interesting. Because we haven't seen Maxine since winning that title at the Garden. So we'll see what goes with that. Iceman, they're not supposed to be recognizable. That's the point of the black fit. Yeah. I thought once I saw the Becky earlier, I thought there's no way it could have been Becky climbing that cage and doing the Seth Rollins stuff.
Respectfully,
no.
Yeah.
No, it just had a thought for 2 seconds. Like, remember, because she helped out Seth before, she wore the all black with AJ.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, they won't run that shit back. Anyway, Becky's promos are starting to sound like Trump speeches. I think it's on purpose. I think it's by design. She's beginning to sound like annoying and this and that and my lawyers and blah, blah, blah. It's like certain verbiage. Like it's working. People seem to gravitate towards that. I got no problem with it. And I think she even in the segment with her and Michael Cole for Survivor Series, they had to sit down, and you can even see Becky trying hard not to laugh at the bullshit she was saying. I'm like, yo, and her promo with the WrestleMania for Vegas came out today, so I thought that was pretty cool. This women's tag team division is heating up. All right, so I'm gonna end off on this and the Natty Maxine. Yeah, so we got Charlotte, Alexa, Kabuki Warriors involved. You saw Bailey and Lyra get involved. Obviously, Rhea and Io. So you got 4 teams that could, well, 3 teams trying to get a tag team championship against the Kabuki Warriors. Listen, I'm down for. Cause remember, they got Saturday main event coming up. Now, would you do like some fatal 4-way women's tag match for the tag titles on that event? Or you got one more Raw and SmackDown prior to Saturday main event to figure out who could be the number 1 contender or contenders for it. I'm cool with a fatal 4-way. It just get everybody involved. What do you guys think about all that? And plus the fact that we saw Liv, to Terrence's point, we saw also I forgot Roxanne and Raquel. And then Liv had the tag title. She gave it to Roxanne because Terrence said, I'm not going for that. Y'all two can chill with that. I'm going for the World Heavy because she had the backstage thing with Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Let her know I'm back. Congratulations. I'll see you later. So, all right, tag title division. What we got?
I think we gonna see first, I just want to say kudos to all women, the women's main event. That gave us tremendous heat. I don't know about Tripp saying that, it was epic, but I would say, it made me go, all right, okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I'm saying epic. Nah, I'll be say, all right, cool. I'm ready for it. Hey, Brandon said it. A 5-way, fatal 5-way match is what you do. Either give it a ladder match or a TLC match. Give it a Saturday Night Main Event. Do it on a PLE. The people that would enjoy it if you do it on a SmackDown or Raw, give us a 5-way, women's 5-way tag team match, TLC style ladder match for those titles. Let us see a women's TLC tag titles. We saw the Dudleys, we saw the Hardys, Edge and Christian. Let's see these women go for the straps. The tag titles, let's bring some power back to it. Give us a TLC match, Saturday Night Main Event, Washington, D.C. We burning the Capitol down.
Ooh.
Someone tried to burn the Capitol down. What happened? But hey, let's do it.
So you down with the fatal 5-way or fatal 4-way?
I'm for it. Maybe that's what Trips was going for when he was talking about this will be game changing, epic. We never seen it. To Kenny's point, you know what I mean? We have so many like incredible, TLC matches with the men. We have that spot that we'll never forget. That's a top 10 spot in wrestling history, right? The spear, hanging off the ring. You know what I mean? Like the ring that was holding the belts.
Yeah.
Maybe we get something like that, from a women's fatal 5-way match with tables, ladders, and chairs. You get the spot with Io, right? She jumps off the highest ladder, going crazy. You know what I mean? You get, the another spot with, Raquel, or her being, like the dominant force, her and Rhea going at it. You know what I mean? Like you get everything you kind of want. And I think to Kenny's point, having it as Saturday night main event, being John Cena's send off, with him always wanting to elevate talent and always wanting to push it forward. What better way outside of course, him looking up at the lights, passing the baton, all of that honorable, what have you. What better way to say, yo, yeah, it is a completely new era than to make the second biggest match of the night something we've never seen before with the women. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm all for it. I think it'd be awesome.
All right, real quick. I know T got to run. Let me do this real quick. I hate that there's no PLE in December. They could have had a big match with multiple teams. Yeah, you're getting Saturday night main event. That's it. And you're going to wait another month and a half until the Rumble. So, yeah, there's no Backlash, no Armageddon, no nothing for fucking December. We're just chilling for a month and a half. Noob. I'm cool with a fatal 4-way match because it'll be easy to get the tag titles off of the Kabuki Warriors, so we can get back to Asuka and Io storyline. I agree. But don't do TLC. Everyone recalls their match when Charlotte Flair almost concussed Kairi Sane back to TLC 2019. I mean, I'm cool with a ladder match. I'm cool with a TLC match. I'm just cool for something happening with these women where they can just kind of shine, and you got 4 teams trying to get those tag titles. So how can you do it? Put everybody in there. Last one, Brendan, might even be 6 if we bring the BBWs in from SmackDown.
He's talking about Lash and
Naya.
Hey man, I came into him.
Hey man, I like my girls BBW. You know what I mean? Shout out Drizzy.
I like it thick. I like it thick and long, but thick shit. Hold on.
What?
No,
I got.
No.
Hold on. Bro, you lasted an hour 13 without saying.
Hold on.
Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo.
I like my women thick. I love my women thick. And brown. All right. Damn.
Yo, nah, you heard that one.
Wrong one. What was that? What the hell was that? I pressed the wrong.
Randy, are you a part-time funeral director? What was that?
Death on me? Death on me? Damn.
That's what I was going for. My bad.
We gotta get Randy control over that soundboard, man. He's going nuts over there.
Hey yo.
He playing in the ushers and the deacons.
Collecting collection.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. I'm about to pass the collection plate around, chat.
All right.
All
Legit last part.
Take us home, bro.
I don't even know where that sound is at. Hold on.
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Randy,
yo, Randy's losing it.
Okay,
Reverend Devon.
Yo.
Oh boy. Okay.
Randy.
Last point. T, if you have not gotten a chance to see it, it's in a group chat. It is the promo with Maxine Dupree and
Oh
Natty.
no, I saw it. I saw it.
That promo was like, yo, I'm watching. I'm like, I couldn't really tell who it was at first because it gives you the it's like blurry. Then you see the face, and it's
Natty,
blurry.
right? It's got to be Natty.
No, I'm saying I know I didn't know who it was. Maxine in the beginning. I'm
Gotcha.
watching. I said, what's going on? Then I hear Natty's voice.
Yeah.
I said, okay. Then it's this move, this and that. Do it again. Doing it wrong. And then she's saying like I can't. And this. Do it again. And like, and then you see Natty's face as the reveal, and I'm like, yo, that's because me and Graham was like a month ago. Like we got to see this Natty character from Bloodsport, NWA, to be on main TV roster. Like, yo, this is the evolution of the Natalia character. Like now she's legit training Maxine Dupree. So I think at some point you are going to see one a different Maxine Dupree in the ring. Two, Natty be like, the actual trainer, but at some point in time, they're gonna scrap in the ring, and we're gonna see this character now on main television. So I'm a big fan of it. I think Natty has been in a spot where she's very good in the ring. Diva champion, SmackDown champion, Women's champion, and we're always like, yo, what else can they do with her? And this is something that she began on her own to try to get over and do this thing outside of the E. But this character right here, like I'm good with Natalia, but if you put this Natty UFC kind of fight style dungeon stuff on main TV with Maxine, nah, they really got something right there. If they don't mess it up, they got something.
You said it, Randy. I mean, like, what's cool about her in this form, the Natty character, is I feel like it's a full-on, for one, it reinvents her. You know what I mean? If this is her last hurrah, I know she's always said that she felt like there were a few things that she had left to do in the business, even though she's done it all, right? Like, personally, like, she felt like, okay, but I still got something left in the tank, some more things to prove, and I feel like this character would allow her to do that. But the part I love about what you just said is the dungeon. There's a whole generation of kids that didn't grow up hearing about the dungeon. We heard about it all the time. We know what that's like. We know, her grandpa Stu used to put, guys through the torture rack, you know what I mean? And it was always like this legendary place of like, if you could survive the dungeon, we know you could to survive WWE or WCW or wherever coming out of Stampede. Shout out to the Hearts, right? Like, so, I feel like her kind of paying homage to her lineage with this character of like the modern day, like I can still fight, but I'm also training the next generation. I love it. You know what I mean? Like, so shout out to her, shout out to the Maxine. I want to see what Maxine can really do with this. I just don't know if I think she has it, but it ain't crisp yet, if that makes any sense. Like, you see the development, she's getting there. I'm surprised they gave her the belt this early, but shout out to them. Let's see what they do.
And I just hope they put that Natty character on main TV. Just portray that, because she could be a manager, she could be the trainer, she could be all that in the beginning, whatever. But at some point in time, she got to show off that dungeon style in the ring. Like, oh shit, you can't fuck with me. Like she said, put the hold on me, and then like she got out of it. She was like, she said like, get out my ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then Maxine was like, again. Then Natty was like, oh, word? I bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, just that right there, just that portrayal of the character. Again, the key word is organic. Like, she created that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now you just gotta like put it on main TV, don't mess it up, and go somewhere with it where you might get Natty and Maxine down the road. What do you think, Kenny? Real quick, what do you think?
I'm interested to see, especially, we always see the Heart version of Natty. Yeah, we're going to see this, how can I say, Bloodsport version. And then I'm interested to see this newest, a little character change up, never hurt. And I like how now we're seeing a different side from Maxine Dupree. So let's see how this works. Next week, she's going to face off against Ivy Nile. So
Okay.
for the IC title. So are we gonna see her inner wrestling, what she learned from Natty come out? So that's gonna be very something. And just gives a little fight to the mid card, you know. Ivy might get into it. You might have someone else. So that's very interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
I know T, you got to run, but we're gonna wrap up here. Thank you, fellas, for chiming in. Over 100 people chimed in at some point in time on X on YouTube. So I would say follow the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music, and most importantly, go to youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Kawabunga _K_E_N. My man Lower East Scribe, myself, Rated J Cruz, RENDY, letter J CRUZ. I don't know about Friday, so I'll keep you guys posted about that. But I think I should be good for next Monday night, following Raw. But we'll keep the people updated regarding that. So thank you guys. Love you, fellas. And I know we'll tap in soon.
Yes, sir.
Peace, y'all.
Yes, sir.